Yes, sir. Yo, it's your boy Mambo with the Big Dog Command Room. How are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Man, it's been an eventful week. You know, we closing it off. You know, chilling, vibing. I hope y'all had a wonderful Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And you know, got a chance to relax and or do whatever you had to do. First and foremost, all glory to God. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to everybody that has been rocking with the boy. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, we 30 seconds into the video. You know, you only watch like 45 seconds of it, so you might as well subscribe before you leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about it and stuff like that. And I got a couple shout outs. Just give me a second because I left my computer over there. So I want to get to those. So shout out to y'all, man. Y'all really been showing love. I want to thank y'all, like, from the bottom of my heart, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Love. We done shout out since I got 50 subscribers. I'm already at 59. So shout out to 50, 51, 52, all the way up. You know what I'm saying? I've been shouting it all out. I think the last time we was like at 56, and then, like, you know, over there, y'all showing love. So I got to 57. I don't know who 57 was, but 58 was Thabi Melvin, THABIE Melvin. Thabi. I don't know if I say it wrong. I'm sorry. You know, you could comment if you watching this and let me know the proper spelling, because I don't want to say your name wrong. You know, shout out to you for being 58, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who 57 is. If you know you was 57 or you commented, just comment. You know what I'm saying? I subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It makes it a lot easier because I want to make sure I acknowledge y'all. You know, Dan, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, my man, the King 11. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't know if it's the A King, but I think it's the King. Like, you know what I'm saying? The King 11. You know, my boy, it's like T.I. on some stuff, but it's like, it say SP. I don't know what SP stand for, but maybe I don't need to know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm just playing. But my guy was talking about, let me just get my computer so I don't just keep stepping up. So my guy was talking about, he like, man said, excuse me for the Celtics stuff. Okay, I forgive you, G. I appreciate you, man. And then he had another comment. He was like, God bless, chill on the Celtics gear. You know, love from Toronto, like sub. So he subscribed. Shout out to the King 11. You know, man, all the way from Toronto, bro. We international now, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, technically in the same continent, but we done made it out the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so shout out to Toronto. You know, if you got some spots or, you know, you gotta you know some vibes and stuff like that, I might have to pull up on you. I ain't never been to Toronto or Canada, so I feel like I've heard this is good vibes up there, so I want to check that out, you know, one day. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. Love, bro. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate the you know, all that. You know what I'm saying? I responded back to you, and you know, if anybody, you know, I'm you know, we still growing. Even when this gets bigger, you know, because I plan on it being bigger and stuff like that, I still hope to be able to communicate, make a community, and be able to talk to y'all about, because this is like, this the whole thing. I'm not no Redskin news reporter or none. I'm not no, you know, like football genius expert or something like that. I just know football enough. I've been around it a lot. I played it. You know, I've been around stuff that's like very high level. I haven't played it high level, but I've been around some high level stuff, and you know, I just want to hang out with y'all, man. This is the Big Dog Command Room. You see, I'm on the couch. I got a blanket behind me. You know, it ain't nothing fancy. You know, I'm not trying to have no super screen and make you think that I'm in the newsroom. Nah, it's like, you know, we just vibing. We in the same room. We just hanging out on YouTube and stuff. So I said all that to say, that was a lot, but we just getting on to the next thing. This is part 2 of the player interviews, the players that we've gotten so far. It's probably gonna be part 3 because we just signed some other people. Before I get into that, we just signed, boy, I can't get that man's name right. I spell his name 10 different ways. His name is Noah Ik. In the beginning. Hey, yo, in the beginning. If you ever, I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but his name is Noah. I can't even unsee that now. His name is Noah Igbing Nogi. Boy. Igbing Nigi. No, that's not it. Man, I can't say it right, but basically, I know from that name, I already knew. I was like, this man is Nigerian, like, you know. So shout out to the Igbos. If you Igbo out there, much love. You know what I'm saying? Anambra State in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't say his last name, but basically he could. I just want to show y'all this because I can't say this man's name, so it just made me think of this.
This one. In the beginning. Yeah. Listen properly. In the beginning. Yeah. In the beginning. In the beginning.
Oh.
In the beginning.
Say, Pastor. Boy. That just remind me of that, dude. Like, in the beginning. Because I can't say his name. But, you know, he just signed with us. We just signed him today, from what I know. You know, I got a little bit of opinions about him. I would make a separate video on him, but it's just like, you know, I got a separate video for my boy Cam, you know, because that was like literally like one of my favorite players on the team. All my favorite players are gone, except Kenneth Fuller wasn't my favorite player, but sorry, my roommates, but Curtis Samuel was one of my favorites. You know, he's with the Bills. I'm happy for him. Like, you know, I think that's a great place for him. I think he do well. I'm excited for him. I just hope they can get past this hump they've been in, especially with the turnover they having on their roster. Cam signed with the Rams. I'm doing a separate video for him. Call me a fanboy, call me whatever you want. That's my favorite player, and he won my jersey number, like that I wore in high school. So I gotta do one for the 20. You know what I'm saying? And then Antonio Gibson, of course, went to the Patriots. You know, I don't even know who the offensive coordinator is, so I just hope they use him right. I want to see him reach his full potential because he could have been great here, but unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, we just signed this guy. I wanted to get the guy that Rico and all the other guys was talking about. I think Ed and Rio was talking about it too. His name was Isaac. I can't say nothing right now. Isaac Yiadom. But he signed with the 49ers. I didn't get a chance to look at his highlights, but just from hearing what Rico was talking about and different people, like, you know, I was excited. Like, you know, I just want us to get us a dog corner, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's been a year almost, and I still can't believe that we didn't get Christian Gonzalez. I think I am permanently scarred from Ron Rivera because of this, you know what I'm saying? I just can't believe it. But yeah, man. But you know, this guy, he's a first round pick. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Brandon. I wanted to apologize. Nah, I'm just gonna take that out. But yeah, this guy, he's a first round pick. You know what I'm saying, for the Dolphins, but he didn't really play much because they already had good players there. You know, shout out to Rio. He brought us up, like, you know, they had I think Xavier Howard's there, and they had brought in Jalen Ramsey. So it was like, where are you about to play? You know what I'm saying? Unless he's like playing in slot or something like that. So, you know, former wide receiver that turned cornerback. You know what I'm saying? And I try to look up his highlights in the NFL and stuff like that. It's not many. It's like really like literally just like a minute. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, some good plays in there, but it's like he hasn't been on the field enough to play. I think he did like 5 starts or whatever, you know. So or something like that. 5 games. It was something crazy, like, you know. So fast guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, got an athletic background. You know, like he got an athletic background. His parents is like, you know, track and field Olympians and stuff like that. Shout out to Rico for finding that out. But it's gonna be interesting. The only thing that I could really get from it, like I looked at his his college highlights. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think he's a good man corner. I think, you know, he can do well in that aspect. He does a good jam at the line and has, like, I'm talking about perfect form. Like, if you want to like use an example of this is how you do man coverage, bump and run off the line and running with a receiver, beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Textbook, like jam and turn, like, you know, running. Wait till the receiver like looks at the ball and you turn around too, and like, you know, it was so good. This is why a lot of corners and why, well, yeah, this is why a lot of corners get pass interference and stuff like that. Because I'm starting to think like a lot of refs don't understand like good coverage and stuff like that, or see it, and fans get upset. But this is the thing with Benjamin St-Juste. A lot of times Benjamin St-Juste be in a good position and stuff like that. He just grabs, like, you know what I'm saying? But this dude, Noah, he had got a pass interference called on him, and they had to pick the flag up. And he was just so good. Like, you know, the play was so good. They was just like, yo, what is going on? But they said the play with ball was uncatchable. But even the way he was doing, like the bump and run, he's in his hip pocket. And no grabbing, none of that, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know what they call him, but, you know, the guy's a guy, you know what I'm saying? He has some potential, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't really get an opportunity to display that with Joe Witt and Dan Quinn, you know, in you know, in Dallas and stuff like that while he was there. You know, he didn't play, he didn't start. So he's just on special teams. But you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, obviously he got signed for a reason. It wasn't just something like, you know, just who is this guy? Like, you know, I mean, it is kind of who is this guy, but it's not like Ron is who are these guys, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we excited about what Adam Peters is doing, what Dan Quinn is doing, and hopefully he can whip him into shape. And we're not done, like, you know what I'm saying? We're not done. I'm sure there's more to come. Some things that probably will surprise us. I'm sure they'll do some other things that will surprise us in the near future, you know, leading up to this draft. I'm just excited for it. And yeah, that's that. Sorry for talking about that longer than I wanted to. So talking about these interviews, man. First one I'll start is Tyler. Oh no, not Tyler Biadasz, I want to say. You know, it's funny. I was like, when you look at his, I think his pro picture and stuff like that. He had like a little baby face, no beard and stuff. This man had grown a beard. He done grown up. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to see him. Like, you know, what I got, a lot of one of the main things that I was hearing from him, like, you know, was like leadership, being a leader, and chemistry, and like bonding and coming together, and you know, tandem, you know, a lot of words like that, like, you know, that came out of it. So it was just an exciting thing I think he really might be, you know what I'm saying, until we find something better, you know. Not saying I'm the best until I find something better. Until you find something better, I am your man right here. Yeah, shout out to Andre, 3,003 stacks. But I think this guy could potentially be our franchise center. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained right now. But yeah, I think he could be our franchise center for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? They seen something in him to bring him over here, and we also have Ricky Stromberg. And we could possibly draft one in the draft. But I think it's so many holes that we still need to fill in this thing, and not even just like we may not need it right now because we sign people, but in the future when these contracts expire or these people move or we have to resign people or whatever, you know, we need to replenish. We need to have guys that are developing under and ready to step up. You know what I'm saying? There's probably, well, I don't know how Dallas is operating, but they probably had a center that they drafted, you know, like ready to step up when they believed that Tyler Biadasz was going to leave. You know what I'm saying? You know, we not talking about the Cowboys today. We talking about us. So I really think this guy is very. All our guys are so humble and like, you know, level-headed. Like, you know, from the initial interviews and stuff like that. So I want to see how their personalities kind of expand and stuff like that. But it's cool to see. I like it. Like, yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. But like off the strength, like as soon as he first question John Com asked, like, you know, what do you think you are offering to this team and stuff like that, and he's like, leadership. You know, that's the first words came out of his mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and center, when you think about it, like, you know, outside of the quarterback, center is probably one of the most important, like, you know, leaders for some teams. Sometimes the center is just a guy. You know, but for most teams, you know, you want your center to be a general leader, you know, for the line in general and the team, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of setting the tone and the pace, because of the front line, you know what I'm saying. So I love that from him, you know what I'm saying. And like we talked about, like, you know, he went to Wisconsin, one of the top schools for putting offensive linemen into the league. But I like, you know, like him, he's like, you know, just want to win, you know what I'm saying, want to bring winning culture in, and you know, just grow, you know what I'm saying, and get to know the guys. And it's cool. Like, I like how the players are saying, like, they feel the new energy, they feel the energy here, you know what I'm saying, and they're just excited and ready to win, you know what I'm saying. And you know, you say the typical things, but it's like, you know, I mean, we can be somewhat optimistic about, like, you know, the future of how the team is going. So, you know, we even give some grace for that, you know. Yeah, and also, like, you know, shout out to the beard gang, like, you know what I'm saying. I didn't say that earlier, but yeah, he done grew the beard, so shout out to the beard gang. Everybody has a beard gang out there, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. So yeah, then John Con followed up with a question, like, you know, what makes you know, what do you think of you got me saying it. What do you think of Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, like, on the team? And, like, you know, you went against them. What do you think? He's like, yeah, they're pretty tough guys. You know what I'm saying? They're great competition to go against. And every time you go against them, you learn something about yourself. So he's excited to meet up with them, get to know them, and, like, you know, see stuff from their perspective on their side of the ball. Like, what are they seeing for the offense and how they need to get better and stuff. So that's pretty good. But I don't know what's up with y'all, the new guys, like, but hopefully Dan Quinn and Adam Pearce get this thing together. Y'all need to get these guys' name right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna talk about it a little later, because Dante Fowler is messing up too, but Tyler Biadasz, or whatever, how you say name, you know, his name is Jonathan Allen, not Josh Allen, and it's Deron Payne. So that's our guys. You gotta get our guys right. You can't come in here and be messing up names talking about you want to work in tandem and connect with guys and stuff like that, and you don't know their name. You know what I'm saying? How I feel if I just met you or I know of you and then I come up to you saying the wrong name, your name wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? You already starting off on bad foot. So let's get it together. Let's lock in. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. And then, like, you know, we talked about you know, how did Dan Quinn, like, connect with the rest of the team and stuff like that. And, you know, Tyler talked about how you know, Dan Quinn is very good at building relationships and, you know, connecting with people, like, you know what I'm saying, like a very genuine guy. and you know, he just takes the time to like, you know, connect with people and stuff. Let me see, yeah, and that's another thing too. He talked about grit, like, you know, playing with grit, and Dan Quinn like being about grit, you know what I'm saying, and tenacity and toughness and stuff. So I think he's gonna be a tough mother trucker, like, you know, coming in here, you know what I'm saying. So I'm excited about him and Nick Allegretti, like, you know, honestly, like, you know what I'm saying. So we'll see, you know. And the thing for all the players is just like, you know, Dan Quinn really cares, like, you know, he really cares about his players and people just around. So that's always good to hear, you know. Love to hear it. So yeah. Then the next thing he talked about is like kind of just like Sam was like asking what, like, you know, what are the things you feel like you're growing as a center and stuff like that. And you know, he just kind of talked about like improving his diet and just like learning how to take care of his body and stuff like that, and becoming a better player, just being able to be more available and being a better leader too, you know what I'm saying, and just growing as a leader. Yeah, I just like how he talked about, like, that was kind of his main focus, was talking about leadership and just team building and stuff like that, coming together as a unit. And he just kept talking about OTA, like he was just like, his mind is very just locked into what he's doing right now, like football. Like football is the main thing, that's keeping the main thing, you know what I'm saying. He talked about, you know, being dominant in the run game and pass protection and stuff like that, being a cohesive unit. But he's just like, you know, but we got to get to know each other first, you know what I'm saying, and connect. So, you know, we're going to be able to do that in the next couple of weeks. So I think April 1st is the first day of OTAs or whatever it is. That man got that thing circled on his calendar. So shout out to Tyler for, you know, being able to be locked in like that, you know what I'm saying. So it's cool. But yeah, man, even to add to that, you know what I'm saying, and sorry, April Fools, like, you know what I'm saying, OT is actually on the April 2nd. But yeah, man, so they asked him, like, you know, you have a center, I mean, you got a quarterback coming in, you possibly, you know, well, now it's more like, it's very likely, since we traded Sam away, not very likely, it's a certainty, that we ran a rookie quarterback, and it was like, how are you gonna be able to, you know, adjust and be able to, like, you know, help him out and stuff like that. And he was just like, well, yeah, you know, I came in as a rookie himself. Like, I think he meant, like, you know, he started playing, like, he started as a rookie. That's what I believe he was saying. And you know, he's like, the main thing is just trying to just have a cohesive unit, like, you know, the chemistry and stuff like that. From the wideouts to, like, you know, the quarterback and stuff, just knowing the routes, knowing what we got to do, you know what I'm saying, on all levels and stuff like that, so we can be all one unit. And he was like, it starts with OTAs and bonding, and it goes into training camp. So I think, you know, he said he played with multiple quarterbacks, so it's like, you know, he's going to be able to, like, you know, possibly, like, you know, more than likely he's going to be able to adapt to the learning style and the personality and the chemistry of a new quarterback, whoever we get, you know what I'm saying, Jake Daniels. So yeah, that is that, man, you know what I'm saying. Sorry, nah, but this probably was my favorite part of his interview and stuff like that. So they talked about, like, you know, how was your experience being in Wisconsin and stuff like that, you know. And then of course, like, you know, he was talking about, like, you know, of course, you know, their O-line is like kind of like the program is built off of the O-line, you know. He said, but at the time, you know, they had Jonathan Taylor, so it's like, that's exciting too, you know what I'm saying. So this man knows how to run block, like, you know, that's his foundation. I don't know so much about his pass blocking and stuff, his pass blocking sets or whatever, but you know, this guy has had one of the top running backs, like, you know, in the league, in his backfield in the college and stuff like that. And we got one of the best running backs in the league now, like, you know, in Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. So I'm excited to see how he goes about that. But he just talked about, like, you know, it being, you know, playing with the, you know, of course, toughness and grit, like he always said. And then he talks about like, he talked about what was it? He talked about playing dirty, like, playing dirty and getting down and dirty in the trenches and stuff like that. And I just love hearing that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And he seemed like a tough son of a gun, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see how he goes about his business, and it just carries over. And of course, like, being able to run the ball helps you vibe with the passing game and be able to do play action and stuff like that. So, it's come a long way. It's carried him a long way. So, and it's just, and he's just excited to see what this team has as far as like his teammates. He still got to get to know his teammates and see how they work and see what tools they have in their toolbox, their assets that they can build off of and grow from. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have teammates that care and want to know what makes you tick and why you are the way you are, what not, what for, what not. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know that's the phrase, but but it goes a long way. It goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? So So then it was like, how long do you think it's gonna take for you to get adjusted with the offensive line and kind of get some cohesiveness and chemistry? He's like, we got OTAs again. That was another theme. One of his favorite words is OTAs. Like, it's not really a word, but acronym, whatever. But he's getting the opportunity to, bond with them and stuff like that. And he was just like and this was a phrase where this was some of the stuff where it's like, the humbleness comes in, where it's like, he's like, I never, like, there's never been a time where I think I got it, you know what I'm saying, or I know I got it, whatever. Like, even in his last 4 years, it's just like, it's always something to improve upon or get better, bond or whatever, to grow and get better. And it's just like, over time, we're going to have that cohesiveness and stuff, like, that we need to be good, you know what I'm saying? So, I just like hearing that from him. And I'm talking about, like, just striving for greatness every day and building up, your ante and stuff like that. So, you just can't be complacent, so. And he was like that, and that's a good thing. That's a quote, right? That's a bar. I was like, he said it doesn't have a timetable, but I was like, greatness doesn't have a timetable. I like that, you know what I'm saying? So, might have to like, no, I want to say jack that, but because he said this doesn't have a timetable, but I'm saying greatness doesn't have a timetable. And somebody probably said that. It's probably a quote from Albert Einstein or something like that, but I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. So like the last thing was just like, what do you think goes into making a great offensive line and team, I guess. And he was just like, just talks about, getting to know guys, outside of football, like, you know what I'm saying, like on the field and off the field and stuff like that. What makes them tick, what I like what he said, finding out their why, you know what I'm saying? And this is some game, like, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's kind of stuck with me in a sense. Like, what is your why? If you have a why, then you will have a reason to get up every day and move in purpose, you know what I'm saying? For you, it may be your mom, like, tired of seeing her work or whatever, tired of seeing your family struggle and stuff like that. Or just wanted to see your family in a better position, or wanted to prove people wrong or whatever. Something like your why is something. Normally it's something that's altruistic or like selfless, you know what I'm saying? But it could be selfish, but sometimes selfish, like, whys don't really get you long further. So try to make it altruistic. Altruistic means selfless, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, find out your why if you don't have a why. Little tangent, little Euro step, but I love that he said that, you know what I'm saying? So I just pointed that one out. And he was just like, just kind of getting to know the guys. I don't know, he like, I guess he liked food or lunch, like, you know, but he kept talking about like meeting up with guys during lunch, chopping it up then, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want to get to know Tyler, just meet him at lunch and you'll be able to find out a lot about him, you know what I'm saying? But that was pretty much the last question. It was all like, I just love how he always was talking about teams. So it just seems like he's a very team-centric guy, you know what I'm saying, team-centric leader. And I think we're really gonna like him, like for real. Like he's already made an impression on me. The two offensive linemen that we signed have really made an impression on me. Like, you know what I'm saying, especially Nick Allegretti, but definitely this guy too. Very level-headed, and just about football. You know, loves football and is about it. You know what I'm saying. So that's that. You know, and then we're gonna move on to my guy Dante Fowler, and I got some stuff to talk to you about Dante Fowler. Dante, you know what I'm saying. Got to get yourself together. So give me a second. So next guy up is Dante Fowler, man. So I'm gonna get on you in a second, but like we just starting off, and they're just probably I gotta get. No, actually I'm getting on you early, but first I had to get on the media team. You know what I'm saying. Why I always start an interview, and it doesn't really bother me that much as other people, because other people comment under the video like, why another video, like another interview that starts midway through, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And you know, like this one, it's just like, I mean, you can kind of, from context, you can kind of figure that, like, you know, they're probably asking why did he come here and stuff like that. So he's like, in the middle, the video starts with him like, oh, DQ, like, you know, you gotta be back at it again and stuff like that, so on, like something like that. So it's like, come on, I gotta do better. But it's really minor, but it's like, you know, for the sake of fans, you want to get the whole experience with the group. But I gotta get you early, Dante. So you gotta know the people that you about to play for or play with, you know what I'm saying? And you cannot be calling one of the best players on the team, the guy that you won't probably line up next to, the wrong name. I don't know who Cameron Payne is, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing in the comments, the people in the comments is killing him, like, you know what I'm saying? There's about 80 comments on this video, and about 80% of them is like, who is Cameron Payne? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see how Cameron Payne does this year, or whoever, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, bro. Like, you know, he did it twice. Like, he did it twice. Like, I get it the first time. You're like, okay, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? I get it because you're just trying to think of the guy name. You're just trying to not look crazy on camera and stuff like that. And just, like, you could have just said, and you know, Jonathan Allen and Payne, like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But they called a man a whole wrong name. And then somebody corrects you and be like, oh, Deron Payne and stuff like that. And it was almost like he was like, no, you saying the wrong name. I know his name is Cameron Payne. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. Like, you know, because he said there, it's like, Cameron Payne. I'm just like, bro, you did it twice. Come on, man. Get it together. You know, you cannot walk up to that man and be like, what's up, Cam? Like, no. He gonna be like, bro, who? Like, you know, we don't have nobody named Cameron on this team. The last Cameron we had, his last name was Cheeseman. He had cheese in his name. He was cheesy, you know, and we don't have nobody cheesy no more. So you got to get it together, you know. So, and the other guy named Cam is Cam Kirk, but that's a real one right there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Twin, man. But yeah, I don't even know where he got that from. I seen somebody was talking about it's like Cameron Payne from, I think he played for the Nets now. Like, maybe he was watching the Nets before he got interviewed or something. I don't know, but I don't know where he got that name from. So, yeah, we got to get it together, Dante. And but anyways, they asked him why he was here. He talked about Dan Quinn, and he talked about being able to line up with Frankie Louvu and Jonathan Allen and Cameron, and it got me saying Deron Payne. And he was like, it just makes a lot of sense to be here. He was like, you know, it's a great defense. I can't say it's a great defense, but it's, you know, we're in the beginning stages of making it a great defense, and I hope it can become better. You know, so we'll see. Yeah, then they asked him like what his role was, and he was like he didn't really know, like, you know, at the moment, but it's just like he wants to just kind of get after the quarterback and, like, you know, make turnovers and just make an impact, you know. So please do, Dante. Like, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully you're good on the field. Hopefully you're better on the field than you are remembering names. And then Nikki Giovanni was asking like why is it that you like to why do you like to play for Dan Quinn so much? And for context, like, you know, everybody's been talking about it, like, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, Dante Fowler has basically played, you know, for Dan Quinn since he was in college. You know, he got recruited by him to Florida, and then when he came to the league, he started off with Jacksonville, I believe, and then he came to Atlanta, and then he came to the Cowboys, you know, with Dan Quinn. So he's been at every stop, and now he's here. And, you know, and he said something that I completely agree with. Like, Dan Quinn is a real dude. That's a real brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know the other word, but I'm not going to say it. He a real one. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, I didn't teach. I'm like, my man Dan Quinn has been around so many black people. Like, you know, and I rock with it. I love it. Like, you know, so he's a real one. He just talked about it. And he's like, he known him for a long time. And he, you know, everybody was saying he really cares and stuff like that. He's a person that's like, he's going to care about you and stuff. And he trusts, he said he trusts Dante, and he believes in him and stuff like that. And, you know, who doesn't want to play for a coach? Because it's already, just in general in football, if you're really a true football player and stuff like that, already, it don't matter what coach you got, like, you know what I'm saying, unless you just tired of them and they just suck. But even then, like, you know, a true football player, at the end of the day, in your core, you want to play in general just hard and stuff, and you want to win. But then if you got a coach that believes in you and trusts in you and stuff like that, and is there for you and cares, it just makes you want to play 10 times harder, like, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, how can you not, like, you know, give your all and stuff like that and appreciate it and follow the guy everywhere he go? Like, this man has followed him everywhere he went. So it's like, this just shows how good of a guy and the character thing of Dan Quinn is, like, you know, so. And that's what he said. So then, one of the questions was by, I think, Donna Tompkins, I want to say. It was asking him what has Dan Quinn taught you over the years, and it's just like, you know, he just taught him so many lessons, just like, you know, how to be a better player, professional man, and stuff like that. How to just go about his business and stuff, like handle your business, you know, in your life. So when you get to football, you can just focus on football and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, I can imagine the many lessons and stuff, and just the football lessons and football IQ and stuff, and just things being a man, like, you know, that Dan Quinn has instilled in him. So that's a cool thing to hear about. You know, just love to hear it, man. You know, because that's what adulthood is, man. You know, it really, football should really be a development of character, like, you know, throughout, you know, the course of your career. You know, however long it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it shouldn't just be a business, or like, you know, just, you know, transactional, or, you know, what can you do for me? You know what I'm saying? It should be a bond and a growth thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in the end, it may not always contribute to a Super Bowl, but in the end, like, you know what I'm saying, when you do things right and stuff like that, you kind of get rewarded for it in the end, you know. So yeah, that's what you see with the Chiefs. Like, you know, I don't really know the ins and outs of the Chiefs. It's probably there might be some toxic things going on there, you know, some things where they get treated dirty or whatever, but for the most part, Andy Reid's a good dude. And you know, the ownership there, I think the Hunts, like, you know, seem like very good people, and, like, you know, their organization just seems like it's well run, and you know, they do things the right way, and as a result, and you know, on top of them having one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, you know, they're able to go to Super Bowl year in, year out, and be successful in winning it. So you know, when you do things the right ways, you get rewarded for it. So yeah, not saying that we're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I hope so. You know, in my Kodak voice, I hope so. But I was just saying, like, you know, when you get these lessons and you're doing things the right way, you treat people good, then it goes so far. So. And then, you know, I think it was Ben Stanley, whoever it was asking him how do you feel like it's gonna be like playing next to Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne and stuff, and then he just said it was like, you know, it's gonna be cool playing with Cameron Payne and Jonathan Allen. Like, it's just like, bro, where are you getting these names from? Like, learn your teammate. Bro, where are you getting these names from, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then he's like talking about some household names. What? Obviously, you got the great value Payne, like, you know what I'm saying, for Walmart. That's not a household name. I don't know who that man is. Like, you know, you talk about Jonathan Allen and Cameron Payne. Like, you know, these are the household names that I grew up watching in college while they was in college. You grew up, you watched this man the whole time and still got his name wrong. I'm gonna leave you alone, but I've been on you all the whole time. But that's all I can think about. His interview's short, so it's like, it's kind of like the main thing to kind of focus on. Like, I wish if you get a chance, look at the interview, look at all the comments. That's all like everybody talking about. Like, and then so shout out to my man DA, like David Aldridge. Like, you know, I got a chance to meet him. Like, I be meeting people, bro. I'm really like, you know, I really like have been blessed enough to get a lot of opportunities to just be in the right place, right time, and just meet people. But one of my professors, he's a journalism major, and he just do everything. Like, he just happened to know David Aldridge, and he introduced me to him. We was on the elevator together because we had this conference, and I didn't even, you know, sometimes, you know, it's a proverb where it says, let other people praise you, not you. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, my professor was like kind of talking me up. He's like, hard worker. He does his job, and I'm just like, you know, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, I mean, I don't think David Aldridge is a hiring manager, but you know, yeah, it just be what it is. I seen him twice too. I seen him again at another elevator, like, you know, when I was at FedEx Field, when it was FedEx Field, and I was like, do you remember me? It was like, this was this year, but when I first met him, it was like 2019. So of course he doesn't remember me, but like, you know, I was just like, you know, I'm sorry, but you know, I met you because of my professor, Woody Woo. But yeah, sorry, tangent thing, but he was asking, like, you know, what kind of, like, you know, led you here, like what was it about the ownership or whatever that made you, you know, want to come here and stuff. And he was just like, you know, he wanted to first thank you know, Josh Harris, like, you know, for allowing him to be with the organization and stuff. And it's just so many new faces and stuff like that here, and it's a new energy that they're bringing, and you can feel it. And like, you know, he knows that they want to, like, you know, elevate the you know, organization and stuff like that, and get the ball rolling. So he just decided to be here and do that, you know. So welcome, man. Glad to have you here, and you know, hopefully you can learn your players, the teammates' names, and just do what you gotta do out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about this time. This is one of the low key ones, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just under Dorance Armstrong. I think he can do well. He never really was bad. Like, you know, it was always just injuries with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he first got in, I think I talked about it when we first signed him. Yeah, when we first signed him, like, he was the 3rd overall. We had so many guys that's like been top of the draft type dudes, you know what I'm saying? This dude was 3rd overall, like, you know, to the Jags, I want to say. And like, as soon as he started training camp, he tore something tore, and he wasn't able to play. That's not funny. Just something tore, like it wasn't good. So yeah, so it's not that the matter of, you know, that he's not good. It's just that sometimes when you have injuries like that, you have to get back, and then when you're trying to get back, you're still trying to like, you know, there's so many things to come, like, you know, get together. You know, you done had somebody come take your spot, they may play it well, and then you gotta, you know, fight back and whatever, and then you gotta worry about, you know, your contract in the future and whatnot. So it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? But they don't take nothing away from his play. Like, you know, I've never really heard that he doesn't like a good player. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even watched his highlights last year with the Cowboys. Like, you know, he was balling out. Like, you know, he definitely did some game changing stuff. And, like, you know, him and Dorrance, like, you know, their whole defense was doing well. So he contributed to them being one of the #1 teams in turnovers. So excited to see it, man. And then lastly, probably my favorite signing, outside of Frankie Luvu and Jeremy Chin, is Bobby Wagner. And like I told y'all before, I shared a story about it. I met him at Howard at football practice. Like, you know, this one time, and I didn't know he was going to Howard like now. Like, you know, so that's cool. Hopefully, I get a chance to meet him. If I meet him again, you know what I'm saying, I'll tell you the story about it. You know, maybe if y'all just subscribe, you know what I'm saying, I'll give you the story. You know what I'm saying, I keep giving you these freaky stories and stuff like that. You know, but nah, I'm just playing. But I really don't mind. It's silly, but yeah. Just another just calm, humble dude, you know what I'm saying? That's a regular dude. But yeah, man, this dude is a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he a real one, but it's just a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a millionaire, you know, probably the top player at his position and stuff in the NFL. And he's just wearing jeans, just wearing a regular shirt, you know what I'm saying? It's not no designer, no chains, no none of that, you know what I'm saying? It's just a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? And you really wouldn't, outside of him just being bigger than everybody around him, like, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't really assume that he, like, you know, is who he is, you know what I'm saying? And that's good about him. I mean, that's how everybody should be, like, you know, in a sense, you know what I'm saying, in their own unique way. But I'm just saying, like, it's cool how he carries himself, you know what I'm saying? Real chill, just like, you know, approachable person, like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to have him here. But yeah, man, they're just asking him, like, you know, what was the reason why he's here? Not the reason, but what did they think about Dan Quinn? And he was just like, he just kind of gets the best out of people and stuff like that. Him and Ken Norton Jr. But yeah, he's just saying, like, Dan Quinn is like, just gets the best out of people and stuff like that, and puts them in an amazing position. And Ken Norton Jr. was one of his favorite coaches of all time. And then, you know, I don't think I got a chance to talk about this because Jonathan kind of asked me a question. He was just like, you know, what is it meant to play with Aaron Donald that 1 year and stuff like that? And because if you haven't known or you've been on the rock, Aaron Donald retired from the NFL. So, you know, shout out to an amazing career, bro. You know, I was looking at a picture the past couple of days, like, you know, of you literally getting blocked by like a whole offensive line. You getting triple team, quadruple team, you know, quintuple team, whatever. You know, just a dominant force. Like, you know, you didn't sack Russell Wilson 15 times, and other players, like, you know, multiple times. It's just crazy, bro. A Hall of Fame, you know, All Pro, Super Bowl, Defensive Player of the Year, three times Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just everything that you can think of type guy, you know what I'm saying? All world, like, you know, so congrats to you, and, you know, best of luck in your future, man. Good father, for what he's seen, and just a good guy. So happy to see that, you know, and it's cool to hear, you know, Bobby, you know, giving you your flowers too. This is awesome. Like, you know, he was just talking about like how his work ethic was and stuff. You know, not even just on the field, but just like being able to put in the work, you know, on the film room. Like, he's like, not a lot of D linemen do the film work and stuff like that. So, I believe that, like, you know, Bobby Wagner already does film work and stuff like that. But being around somebody that great and you're already great, it can't help but make you better, greater, and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he carries that and brings it to here to Washington and stuff like that. And even then, people were talking about what do you think. Frankie Louvu was. They asked, "What do you think of Bobby Wagner?" And he was just like one of the greatest of all time. He grew up watching him and stuff like that, and just like how he played, and he just being able to know that he watched film and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, and they worked out together. They talk about it. You know, I'm gonna talk about it now. So instead of, I'll probably end up repeating. But you know, Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner were able to work out. You know, like one time during the summer and stuff like that. So they already have that kind of bond and connection. You know, from that, and they can just build upon it. But the fact that Frankie Louvu knows that Bobby Wagner watches film, and they probably talked about that, you know, maybe when they was working out. But even then, just like, you know, knowing that from his play is just like, you know, amazing too, and it attributing to how good of a pro Bobby Wagner is, you know. And so, like, you know, for whatever reason, I guess people scared to ask Bobby questions, like, you know what I'm saying? But you know, John Comm asked him 3 questions in a row, and then the third question was like, "What do you think he bring here?" And you know, he said like, you know, he brings. First thing he said, he's a leader. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was saying like, you know, he believes that he's a leader, someone that he can depend on, a playmaker and stuff like that. And he was like ultimately like an extension of the players, like, you know, an extension of the coach on the field, like, you know what I'm saying. So he's like a player coach, you know what I'm saying, there. So I'm just excited to have that leadership here, because we haven't had something like that, like he was saying, since London Fletcher. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit later too. So yeah, and then it was just like, you know, did you think about like, you know, retiring or like, you know, stop playing and stuff? He's like, nah, like the whole goal is to play, you know what I'm saying? That was the top of mine. Like, this is my words, like this. But, you know, it wasn't like so much like if he was gonna play, but where, you know? So just like, you know, he's his own agent. Like, he doesn't have an agent. He does all this, like, you know, contracts and stuff like that. So it's just like just figuring out what made sense and where he was gonna go and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, and then they asked him about, of course, yeah, like I said, I was gonna repeat it, but they asked him about like his experience with Frankie Louvu, and he was like, it wasn't the summer, but it was the wrong S word. It was the Seattle. They worked out together in Seattle, and you know, he's just a really good player. He watched the game from afar, and he's really a good, amazing, like, you know, getting to the quarterback, and he just decided to work with him. So that's that. And I'm sorry, Bobby, I didn't notice this before, but like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if you got asthma or something, but you was breathing in that mic heavy. You know, like, you ever seen Hey Arnold and stuff like that, when it's like that dude, he like, I think he like loved Helga, or like he liked Helga and stuff, and he'd just always be around. He'd be like, don't beat me up, Bobby, I'm just making jokes. But you know, he'd be like, sorry, this time. But that's how he sound there. If y'all go back and watch this man, he just really close to the mic, and it's just like, yeah, they asked him like, you know, how has he been able to keep his career going so long, and like, what's his motivation and stuff like that. And he was just like, you know, the main thing is just taking care of his body and stuff, you know, and you know, just doing stuff like yoga and all that, you know, and working with physical trainers and stuff. And then it's like, you know, the thing that keeps him motivated is watching guys like LeBron and people that do it at a high level for a long time and stuff. And that's the thing that keeps him motivated. And bro, Bobby, you've been doing your thing for so long, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like definitely an inspiration, you know. So the next question was just like, you know, they talked about greatness. Like, how do you think you're gonna be able to add, you know, to the greatness? Like, you know, how are you gonna add your greatness to to Washington? You know what I'm saying? And he talked about like, you know, meeting London Fletcher and stuff like that, and getting advice from him, and like, you know, him helping him out, And he's like, you know, he just thinks about the greatness, like, you know, from linebackers like had, and he wants to add to that, like, you know, history, the legacy and stuff. But honestly, I mean, I gotta do my history about, like, you know, the linebackers here. But it's been a long time since we had like a dog linebacker. Like, LeVar Arrington is like the last dude, and I wasn't even really like, I was a kid. I was just starting to get aware of football and the risk. I used to just watch the games and be like, why are we losing? But I didn't know, like, you know, all the players' names and stuff like that. It wasn't until later then I started, like, you know, like really knowing who the guys is. I think it was like kind of around the time when Sean Taylor died. It was like around that time, like that's when I really started kind of like, all right, who are these players? Who is that? Who is this, that? And you know what I'm saying? It's like, I knew like players on offense because I was like an offensive player, so like Santana Moss and Clinton Portis, guys like that. But Chris Cooley, you know. But when I started just kind of like knowing football more, it was kind of around that time. I think that was the first time. Sorry for going on tangent, but he talked about London Fletcher and just talked about that, like, you know. But I was just thinking, like, I don't, outside of LeVar Arrington, I don't know how many great linebackers we've had here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not like, I gotta do more research or whatever on that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but I can't wait. Hopefully they do it. I can't wait to see like an interview or a one-on-one with London Fletcher and Robbie Wagner, like, you know, at it's like the command room or something like that, or the command log, whatever it is, whatever the thing they be doing, like, you know, I can't wait to see that. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah. So they asked him, like, you know, every person like on defense or whatever, like they've asked about playing with you. You know, they're excited to play about you. They kind of showing you respect and stuff like that. How does that feel for you and stuff like that? And he was just saying, like, you know, how humbling it is. And he just remembered being in rooms like Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis and even Ray Lewis, and looking up to them, you know what I'm saying? And it's like now it's in a place where it's like, you know, you can be that kind of mentor player, you know, to these guys and stuff like that. So it's just like, it means a lot to them. And then finally they asked some real questions. They asked a real question, you know, a great question, you know what I'm saying? They asked him, what's his favorite Ninja Turtle? That's a great question. Great journalistic, you know what I'm saying? I love it, you know what I'm saying? And my man Bobby Wagner got 100, you know, brownie points with me, you know what I'm saying, you know, with this answer. He said Raphael, you know, and it was like, why Raphael? He's like, his favorite color is red, and he likes his personality because it's sarcastic, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it, man. Raphael, definitely my favorite. When I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese and play on the little Ninja Turtle, like, I don't know why I was drawn to that one so much. I just love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, you know, that arcade game. Like, when I used to play with it, I always would choose Raphael. Raphael's my favorite. But I wouldn't say it because of sarcastic. He was sarcastic. He is sarcastic. I'm very sarcastic myself. But I just like him as a rough redneck. I mean, oh, I got red in my mind, not redneck. He not. No, Raphael's black, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a real dude, like a Negro. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say redneck, but no, he's a real rough dude, like, you know, roughneck, like, you know, type dude. That's what I was trying to say, like redneck. Real rugged, like, you know, type, like, you know what I'm saying, dude. It just like, I don't know, it's always appealed to me because I was just like, you know, I just kind of could relate to that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm like all rough and tough, but when I was a kid, I was a little bad, you know what I'm saying, a little rebel and stuff like that. So I saw myself in him. So yeah, that was my guy. But, you know, they should have ended the interview there, like, you know what I'm saying? But they just kept going, and then they asked him dumb questions. I'm just playing. And shout out to Sam, bro. Sam 48 is the GOAT. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how he be finding out information that he does, but he did. And he found out that Bobby Wagner, like, is getting his MBA from Howard. So So they was trying to figure out, like, you know, he was trying to ask, like, he's working on his MBA at Howard, and it's just like, you know, was that something that like contributed you coming to DC, or like, you know, was it just added on to and stuff? And he said he started his MBA in January, which makes him a part-time, you know, he's a part-time MBA student and stuff like that. And like that meaning like he's gonna do majority of his work online, but he can come in person and do you know, his classes too, which would be pretty cool if he does pull up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the main thing, like he was like, he thinking it's mainly online, but you know, and now that he's in DC, like, you know, it's a possibility that it might change, and like he'll be taking classes in person. So that's gonna be interesting though. I don't know if he's gonna take like some gap semesters or whatever, or you know, he probably take a couple classes online and maybe might go to one class and stuff like that, and you know, do what else he gotta do, because the practices is like normally in the morning. So like, and our classes are in the evening for the most part, except for a couple. So he probably can still fit that in his schedule somehow. Like, it's just gonna be tough coming from Ashburn to all the way to DC, like every day, like, you know what I'm saying? So, or every other day, depending on how his schedule is. But you'll see. So like, you know, then they asked him like, why did he choose to get his MBA and stuff like that, you know? And he just talked about, you know, him always being interested in business and doing business himself. He wants to like just improve his craft, just like, you know, with football and stuff. And then he does a lot of work with HBCUs. Like, this dude literally brought some kids from, I think it was from Seattle, like, you know, to Howard to visit, you know what I'm saying? Like to see the experience of being at the HBCU. So shout out to him. I don't know if I talked about that in my other video when I talked about I met him, but you know, this is a good dude though, like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he just is like, you know, it's a great place to learn business, which it is. It's a very good school one of the top schools in the country, you know, with business, like, you know what I'm saying? So he was just like, why wouldn't you want to be there? So that was cool. So like, you know, David Aldridge was asking, like, you know, you hear stuff about the organization and stuff like that. What made you end up deciding to come here and stuff? And you know, honestly, like, you know, and we talked about it. I think Louis T talked about it and stuff like that and all that. But even me, when I was talking to him about, like, you know, coming here at the time, Dan hadn't sold the team, so I think, like, you know, it was more so like, I mean, obviously, you know, if Dan was still here, Dan Snyder was still here. There's too many Dans. If Dan Snyder was still here, then you know, he probably wouldn't have came. Like, you know, Bobby probably wouldn't have came. But you know, he talked about, like, you know, it's a new ownership, and like, you know, it's something fresh and new they were trying to do here. And it kind of trickles down to from Adam Peters to Dan Quinn and everybody, and it's just like, you know, just something that they want to, you know, just turn the fortune of the franchise around and stuff like that. It's something that he wants to contribute to. So, good. I'm glad everybody noticing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. Yeah. So I think her name is Candy Wallace or Candy Waller. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your last name, but she from Bowie TV. Shout out to Bowie TV. Got a lot of info from them sometimes, you know. But she talked about she went to Hampton. Like, nobody cared. Nobody cared about no daggone Hampton and stuff. It's real HU over here. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. But it's yeah, Howard is the real HU. I'm sorry for all those Hampton people out there. But yeah. So they had the discussion later. But she asked, like, you know, how do you feel about like, you know, when the fans heard about you coming here, like, you know, we was like really, like, everybody was really excited, came with positive reviews. How does that make you feel and stuff, you know? And he was just like, you know, it's a real humbling experience or a feeling to feel like that, you know. You know, it was like when he talked to Dan Quinn and everybody, it just kind of, he got a sense that he was like they wanted him to be here. And it's like, you know, kind of the same with the fans, just kind of being embraced by them. It just means a lot to them. So lastly, like, you know what I'm saying, they just asked him, like, you know, what do you think about the Sam Howell trade? Like, what do you think can kind of contribute to you know, him, you know, going to Seattle and stuff like that. And he was just like, you know, if he could recall, like he had a good game, like, you know, had some really good throws and stuff like that. And so that probably contributed to him getting moved to Seattle. And that's pretty much it, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bobby, Captain Bobby, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he'll have a C on his chest, like, you know, no question. I think him, you know, Tyler Biadasz, Jonathan Allen are the top three that probably have a C on their chest. I can Terry, and then maybe B Rob as a wild card, but Tress of course, and then I don't know. Those are the guys that I'm thinking of top of head. I know this random, but maybe I should make a video about that or talk about that. I probably will, like, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, happy to have y'all here. You know, I know this video probably went longer than it's supposed to be. I'm gonna try to cut it down, like, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it, man. You know, this is the signing so far. I'm sure we probably gonna have part 3 with Inamini, like, you know, Noah Inamini. I'm gonna start calling him that because I can't say his name, like, but man. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like, you know, just help me, man. Let's get to 60, then we get to 61, 62, 63, all the way to 75, and then we get to 100, and then I can give y'all story time, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I got some stories to tell you. I got some stories to tell you. Gather around like Biggie. I got a story to tell you. Hoo, baby. Let me stop. But yeah, man. Like, you know, that's pretty much it. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, you know, do like my boy, the King. Shout out to the King 11 again. If you're watching this, man, all the way to the end, I appreciate it. If you like, you know, like King, you know, just comment under the, like, you know, and let me know you subscribe so I can shout you out and stuff like that. And we could just kind of just dialogue, you know. You could meet somebody from Toronto. You could meet somebody from Chicago. You could meet. Don't let me start flowing on this jank. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. It's your boy Mambo, Big Dog Command Room. Till next time, peace, love, and hair grease.